Okay, so we're full now. Put my cap back on. Okay. And okay. So, and I'm going to wear some hearing protection because these engines are loud, and you know, too much of this, you eventually wind up with hearing loss. So what we're going to do next is we're going to prime it. So we'll prime this engine by basically flipping it through here after I get some fuel pulled in from the venturi. So I'm going to turn the propeller with my thumb over the venturi until I feel the compression stroke, and that'll pull some fuel in, and that'll be enough to prime it. So I'll just turn it and then flip it through several times. A little bit more. And we should be ready to start. So I'll put my earmuffs on. I'm going to start this McCoy 29, and I got the needle valve set probably about 5.5 turns out right now, which should be fine. This will be the second time I run this engine, and I already have the needle valve set from last time. And go ahead and get my glow plug clip hooked up. And give it a flip. So I'm going to back flip it, and that means I'm going to start on the compression stroke, but I'm going to hit the propeller and turn it the opposite direction. And some engines like to start that way, especially if they're over primed a little bit, or if they have higher compression. So, but that typically works. So we'll give this a shot. Oh, we're going to need some more prime. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, this engine still has pretty decent hot compression. So it's turning a 9x6 Brodak Y&O propeller in a 4-stroke about 10,000 RPM. So it's just pretty healthy for a 29 size engine. And again, this engine, the condition of this engine is by no way an indication of how I take care of my engines. It was purchased this way. And evidently it was left outside in the weather or something. The case has a lot of corrosion and pitting, but the internally the engine's in fairly good shape. It had some rust on the piston. Being the second run, I've been keeping an eye on the condition of the oil coming out, and the oil is cleaning up. It's fairly clean now. So it was kind of dark in the beginning. So, you know, that's an indication of an engine that you know, with the condition of the piston, it's probably has a little bit of wear going on there as it breaks in or seats back in with the rust and everything in there. But it seems to be cleaning up. It has great hot compression, and you know, and otherwise that's pretty much how you start one of these things. Another thing is we're running it in a fast 4-stroke, which is rich, and that provides extra fuel to you know, an extra oil to keep the engine cool, and extra lubrication for these antique engines. The metallurgy that, you know, was used in these older engines isn't that great. These engines were just mass produced. They were inexpensive, and you know, they tend to have some wear problems internally. So if you can supply them with some more oil, you want to run at least a 25% oil content in the fuel. Low nitro fuel, 5 to 10% nitro. And you know, we fly them in a 4-stroke in our control line planes. You know, we fly them in a 4-stroke, you know, 424 as they say. They'll break into a 2-stroke on maneuvers. But that 4-stroke setting, you know, that really helps keep things cool and provide additional lubrication and help with the life of the engine.